This is Politicos 254, where we talk about law, power, and politics. Tanzania is in turmoil after the elections which took place on 29th October 2025. There are reports of over 700 dead in Tanzania due to excessive force by the state. The elections were marked by low voter turnout amidst opposition exclusion, with riot police dominating in polling stations. The election was stage managed, with a video circulating of an electoral officer ticking several ballot papers in favor of the ruling party. Protests erupted countrywide in Tanzania before the elections were even over. Now, it is important to note that protests are unprecedented in Tanzania, and they are especially hot in Dar es Salaam, Mbeya, Arusha, and Tunduma. The reason for the protests was the fact that Samia had jailed the country's opposition leaders in the run-up to the elections. And as evening fell on election day, a curfew was imposed on Dar es Salaam. A near-total internet blackout has plunged the country into an information void, severing communication and amplifying fears of state-sanctioned violence. Tanzanians have taken to the streets with images of burning vehicles and chaos dominating the airwaves. They've torn down posters of Suluhu, lit bonfires in major intersections, and marched toward the National Electoral Commission headquarters, demanding recounts and the release of detained opposition activists. The protesters have allegedly burnt down the house of the Speaker of Parliament and torched vehicles and buses, both in Parliament and at the Julius Nyerere International Airport. Tanzania's opposition and international news networks report that over 700 people have been killed in the protests. On November 1st, 2025, Samia Suluhu has been announced the winner of the election, leading with 97.66% of the total votes. Indeed, Samia Suluhu has been competing with her own shadow, effectively burning down Tanzania in the process. Welcome to Politicos 254. Here we talk about law, power, and politics. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Now let's get back to business. Now, as the protests unfold in Tanzania, behind the scenes, rumor has it that Samia had been hiding in Zanzibar before being moved in a military chopper to a discreet location as Tanzania burns. Jakaya Kikwete, the former president of Tanzania, reportedly came to Kenya to meet former President Uhuru Kenyatta on or around 31st October 2025. Allegedly, Kikwete wants Uhuru to broker a peace deal in the form of a coalition government in Tanzania. Now, we've seen protesters marching on the streets together with the military celebrating them. In a clip, we even see some Tanzanians entering the military barracks and pleading with the armed forces to take over. As to whether or not the military is with the Tanzanian people, I do not know, because on October 30th, the Chief of Defense Forces, General Jacob Mkunda, addressed the nation via state television, labeling demonstrators as criminals, and he warned that the military would take appropriate action to halt the said criminal acts. Ironically, however, in early October, a viral video featuring Captain John Charles Tesha of the Tanzanian Air Force was trending on social media with a bold critique of Suluhu's government, urging Gen Zs to fight back and saying that the security forces were with the people.
Kombo katika right track, mna baraka zote kutoka kwa baba wa taifa, mna baraka zote kutoka kwa Mungu na hata kwangu. Na pia mnataka mtambue kwamba asilimia kubwa ya wanajeshi wapo upande wenu. Wengi hawezi kutoka hadharani kama nilivyotoka mimi, kwa sababu sio ujasiri wa kila mtu.
The Tanzanian military had, however, distanced itself from these sentiments. Now, interestingly, the European Union, in a statement addressing the chaos in Tanzania, hinted at the possibility of military rule. It says, and I quote, "If the military assumes a role in this critical moment, it must be strictly limited to facilitating a peaceful and democratic transition, not entrenching power." What do you guys think about that? Kindly let me know in the comments. Now, moving on. The chaos has also spilled over into Kenya at the Namanga border, where locals say that Tanzanian police are lobbing tear gas into the Kenyan side of the border and shooting at our citizens. This is yet another serious breach in Kenya's security apparatus, with many security lapses in our recent past, from Jubaland to the killings in Kasarani Stadium and many more, raising questions about the competence of our security officers and our national safety. All in all, we stand with our brothers and sisters in Tanzania in their struggle for liberation.